YouTube session 3 hour 3. Welcome back. The hut slithered away as the party is currently conversing out in the corridor. And the hut did say, "Attend me tomorrow." So you guys have free reign of the facility. As he slithers down a couple of rooms down, sees the big frozen over corridor thing, and kind of sighs and slithers into one of the adjacent rooms. You know, classroom 7 or something. And there's the sound of these school, or what are they called? School tables being slid around everywhere to make room for his massive bulk. He's not fat, he's just large. And then he seems to settle down, whatever he's done. And you guys have free range of the facility. So, Lumiya, you first said that you are looking for valuables.
Yes, of course.
Right. The first several rooms are pretty barren. They just contain, they're either empty or contain classroom stuff. So, you know, there's a couple of data pads and, you know, some things. I'm hesitant to even give you one ton of scrap.
Oh.
So there's too little scrap here to even bother holding to the ship.
I'll
So
shit.
you find nothing. However, that frozen over corridor that leads further into the facility. This is one single story building out of at least 10 different ones that you can see through the now thawing panoramic window. So if you can get through that wall.
Okay, I do have a fusion cutter.
All right.
Will
Didn't the one
That'll
have explosives?
be an entire downtime activity to get through with the fusion cutter. If you just stick to it, you will definitely succeed and you will not damage the facility. But it'll take your entire downtime.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use charge fragmentation on a planet with Imperials and
That's fair.
The seismic shock, even though the glacier is 300 miles long, might still be sensed if they have any seismic
Yep.
sensors.
So I mean they're mining, so that's also kind of a problem.
You know what's
I
better
will
than
just-
a fusion cutter?
Oh, yes,
2 fusion cutters. I'll help.
true. But before that, we need to discuss what we're doing next.
The ship is still outside. If
And
there's
it's gonna
any
be
way
steam.
if there's any way to bring it underneath, at least closer to the main gate, or even inside the main gate, it's just large enough for it to fit, so that it's not visible from the sky. That's like your first thing. You have about 2 hours to negotiate that, and then once it is nighttime on the outside, its atmospheric thrusters will freeze. So once it is inside and a chunk of ice, it can then be scanned. So you then need to find a way to close the door after it. So there's a lot of work to be done here. At least
Yeah,
3
well-
downtime activities for just to find a.
Before all of that, I'll just go into like gather everyone and say, so we ready to leave?
Sorry, say again.
Yeah, I go grab the Jedis from wherever they are and like say, so guys, you take what you wanted, like we're ready to leave.
No, not yet. We need to talk to him some more. He said he need a day to fully
What do you mean?
recover.
Like go and talk right now.
He's not ready.
What do you mean he's not ready?
Well, you saw him
He
come.
just woke up.
He's been asleep for
Or-
800 years,
okay.
frozen.
Okay, how about that? We bring him on a ship, we fly away, and you talk with him there.
I like that idea.
I'm willing to try that. Do we have the facilities on the ship?
What facilities? He's a
what-
slug.
Like,
We
what?
still need medical attention.
Wait, are there like medical conditions here? Can you like?
Yes.
There was a medical room.
So you're
Okay.
assuming an 800-year-old medical room will be better than a brand or well,
Well,
a ship.
that's why if the ship has no medical station, it is better.
I don't think
Yes.
it will. I truly doubt that it will have a medical station there.
How important is this slug?
Well, if what he's telling us is true, which from what I could tell isn't a lie, he is very important.
Okay.
Alright, look, Jarrus. If you will, acknowledge and not try to shit me over, we can negotiate that, we stay here. But,
How am I trying to shit you over?
because it wasn't 6,000, my man.
It was 6,000.
He's so
It
petty. I
wasn't.
love it. Or she's so
Because I
petty.
know
love it.
I said I'll give you half what I have on me up front, which was 3,000, and then I was gonna give you the other 3,000 afterwards.
No, it wasn't like that, Jarrus, and you know that.
We can negotiate.
So what do you need from the
this
slug?
more.
What do you need from the slug?
Look, Jarrus, we only negotiated. Like, if you wanna continue like that, I mean, I can continue myself. Because then the only thing we negotiated, I'm gonna carry you here, and that's it. So how about that? You gonna stay here with your Jihad friend, and we all gonna leave you here, and you can do whatever you want with your 4,000 that you decided to leave from me.
I'm okay with that.
Please, Jarrus, I'm trying to help you here. Like, don't.
You're trying to add 4,000 credits that we never
I
agreed
am
upon to
not-
the deal.
oh.
If you want more credits, we can discuss that. But trying to add something that we never agreed on is completely different.
Okay, outside of the game.
And I also told you I'm willing to help you with the other jobs that we discovered as another form of payment as well.
Outside of the game, like, do you really not remember?
I remember
You remember, and it was
Yes.
how much?
6,000 because I remember because I had 3,000 on me, and I said
remember
I'll
it.
give you the 3,000 up front.
No,
I remember it.
that
If
wasn't like that.
only there was a way to check this, like
Yeah.
a
For
sure,
record
it
of
was
sorts.
I need to stop this recording and go listen to the other recording because it'll.
Okay.
Also, we can do this out of this game. We don't have to
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
recording now.
No.
I am-
Do this. This is gold.
I am quite sure it was 2,000 up front and 10,000 when we come here.
Well, this is a third opinion. I'm pretty sure it was 8,000.
Yeah, like 8,000. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's maybe true.
That's still different from 10,000.
All right, I'm gonna in the interest of time, I'm gonna DM it. I'm gonna bring it down by 1,000 and then add the 2K. So I'm gonna say 2K now, an additional 7,000, which is 9,000. But then Lumiya said, keep him and just give me 9 later. So this is what truly happened. I'm gonna DM that. We don't know what really happened, but I'm gonna
Okay.
DM that it was 9. But your characters can remember whatever you guys want.
Sure.
Also,
all right.
there's stuff here that we could find. I'm sure you'd be able to sell.
I already searched it. There's like
No,
nothing
not
here.
here. I meant here, as he motioned for the planet.
On
I remember your
I'm not
place.
gonna stay on
I-
this fucking planet. Like, did you not see the Empire there? We need to do our business as fast as possible and just go away.
Time. One more day won't kill us.
Human spits on the ground. Well, I saw
What are you
some
spitting?
mines
You don't
around.
have. What are you? He look at you
oil. I
spit on the
spit oil all
ground.
the
He look
time.
at you spit on oil on the ground and say, "What are you spitting? Are you just spitting up yourself? This is ridiculous."
No, nobody asked you, organic. But there are mines around here. I'm sure there are valuables. I saw some drones. I saw some bots.
Yes,
we
there's
can,
mines
we can
here.
finagle something. I don't care about how much money, who owes who.
And honestly, Jarrus, I don't even think that you can even show me those credits anyway. Anyway,
Human
we
sneakers.
need to bring the ship into this building then. So, boys, come on, let's go and go do that.
Fine. He go help Queen the ship in.
Okay.
And he'll look at Penn and he won't say anything, but he'll give Penn a look like, "This is why I said what I said."
You don't
It's
need
like
5
shrug.
people to bring in a ship. I'll stay here.
I'm gonna go take a look at my own ship, see if it's still there.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a tiny ship.
Yeah, like
that you have
probably like a
available.
one-person
Yeah.
ship.
And we can do
Shitty little-
one of the A-wing things that has a separate a separate hyperdrive. The thing that Anakin
Oh yeah,
used.
yeah.
That's called an A-wing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
say
an
that
A-wing.
I'm gonna say that when you separate it from your hyperspace ring, it exploded out. And so
Well,
we're
shit.
gonna leave your one-person ship here on this planet. You'll
Yeah.
have it.
I was planning
but
doing
later.
that anyway.
Yeah, it's you kind of flew it into a small cave nearby, and you're pretty sure it's already snowed in, so it should be safe from scanners unless they actually damage the planet so much that it becomes warmer.
Yeah. In that case, I'll just go back into the temple and wait for the others to come back.
Okay.
I'll look around a bit.
While I'm waiting for them in the temple or mine or whatever, I check with my little robot if I can see any valuable technology or something cool, something that piques my eye. Shows interest.
The
If there's
droid
nothing-
already says that there's a, the droid got through, so the wall thawed just enough for it to kind of slither through, and it's exploring the rest of the facility. And the droid says there's a machine shop here. There are speeders, there's valuable stuff here. There's a lot of scrap, and there's a big mechanical workshop. So it's already like taking stock of the facility. It's like this. Designation, Jedi Academy. It can sit 75 students. It has this and this capacity and this and this. It can do this and this. And there's like adjacent to the machine shop, there's a scrapyard. There's at least 20 more tons. However, with the big locus door up in the glacier, where the ships actually come in to then land in the water of the subterranean ocean, that thing's frozen over, and it's actually, you can't open it without revealing yourself to the Empire.
Wait, could we potentially melt it with the thrusters of the ship without fully exposing ourselves?
No, the moment that thing opens, it'll be an actual shift in the surface, which they will be able to pick up with their scanner.
Incredibly obvious. Okay, got it.
However, there's another alternative. You did actually land on an ancient landing pad outside. You thought it was a frozen lake, but it is actually a landing pad. So there are these lines that you can push the ship along. There should be a vehicle somewhere in that machine shop. However, the vehicle that would be allowed that would be powerful enough to move the ship needs to come out from that locus. So moot point. You can't. The hallways are too small for you to use the vehicle. So you're gonna need to physically push the ship by hand, like at a rate of 20 centimeters a minute, out in the cold. Unless you can jury rig something.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be an entire downtime to see to figure something out. I'll give you, and you can help each other. One lore check and one technology check. Let's see if anyone can figure out how to make this a little bit faster.
Sure. I got that.
Yep. You can have advantage because someone's helping you. So roll 2 dice and
Never mind then. Oh,
Oh,
wait, I
sorry.
rolled 20 again?
well,
Okay.
no, not you, Lumiya, because you already got the highest possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You second that 20 for this place. That's actually insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's either feast or famine with T. He either rolls ones, he rolls 20s. The hydraulic system that pushes the main door closed, now that it's thawed, if you take the big door apart, you can actually use that hydraulic system to literally attach cables to it. It still work outside, so it'll be at least 5 hit dice for everyone that works outside, and you need 2, maybe 3 people. You need people that are good with technology and athletics to be doing this work outside. And,
I am not good at athletics, but I am good at technology.
I got both.
All right. And you're also a droid, so you have advantage on the checks to resist cold weather.
Nice. We still took 2 hit dice away, right? Because it's outside?
Yeah, just coming here, wading through the snow.
Right.
Now
yeah,
that
right,
you've
right.
been in here, you're warmed up, you're feeling good, you know the terrain, you're not gonna die out there, but it's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck. Well, let's wait until the guys are back with the ship in the area.
Harjacc volunteers and H.U.M.A.N volunteers and Lumiya volunteers.
Yeah, I guess I will do that
I
because
hope.
I have a lot of hit dice.
I hope to. I don't care.
Okay, 4 guys outside. All right. What does Neron and Penn do?
You
I'm
can
gonna-
have our fusion cutters to go and remove the wall.
Yeah, I might as well get started on that, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna say additionally that one or both of you can slither through the power room that's on the floor underneath, and you can bypass the wall. But if you're gonna want to move any equipment, you do need to get rid of the wall. But you physically can go and explore the rest of the facility now that there are at least some lights. Additionally,
I kind of want to do that.
Additionally, Master Salazar in his little secluded room, he's like meditating, levitating, like 3 feet above the ground, and he looks very serene as he meditates. He doesn't seem to, when you look at him, he doesn't seem to acknowledge you, but he may respond if anyone speaks to him.
I figure he needs his rest.
Yeah, he's healing, and it is an insane display of using the Force to physically heal like that.
I mean, Penn hates getting disturbed when he's meditating, so he wouldn't
Okay.
do it to anyone else.
So Penn, you will go through the it's a one way for now. So once you transition into the other facility, whoever comes with you is who you're getting. If something happens, the guys from the outside, well, they may have to blow the thing down to come rescue you. If there's some weird creature in here or something.
Would I know that before going through?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
the robots down there.
Yeah, so you would need to muscle your way up an electrified wall that keeps pulsing in and out. And once you do that, it's gonna close behind you. You can go one way only. But maybe you will find some machine in the machine shop that'll help you with the door from the other side.
That's a good point.
You're probably not gonna die in there unless there's literally something in the
Yeah,
ocean
Penn's
that'll
not
eat you.
that smart. He'd probably just do it.
Okay.
Please execute the cutter with you, please.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it.
Okay. Actually, Neron, you've already expended your downtime activity. You can't do.
Yeah, with
actually,
the spell thingy.
actually,
or
you
the
can
power?
start another downtime activity, but I'll require checks for both of the activities then, and the shielding might stop prematurely.
I was just thinking maybe a company Penn.
Yeah, that'll
Like,
definitely require 2 checks,
That require 2 checks, okay.
and you might interrupt the other downtime activity.
Then I'll probably just stay put and just wait.
All right. You find a secluded room and just tap away on your wristpad,
Yeah.
maintaining the whatever it is you're doing. We're gonna do the guys out in the ship first. So everyone that is outside, excluding Harjacc, who will get a hard number. But the rest of you, give me a con save to resist the effects of extreme weather.
Okay,
You want
before that, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Where is it? Would you say that it will work? I can't find it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Technique.
take your time.
Pathfinder. Oh, this one.
Even when you're engaged in another activity such as you remain alert to danger when you travel alone. Nope. You have advantage on survival. Nope. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group. Yes. I will reduce the difficulty. You can navigate through this. Even though it's covered in ice, you can still navigate through this landing pad.
I'll
And
just
that's
say to the
the-
guys, okay, you guys remember to go here, 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 and here,
All right.
and we
With
start
little-
working.
Little.
Do I get
glow
advantage
glows.
as the droids?
Yeah, you get advantage on this check to resist the effects of weather.
Okay, Constitution check, yes?
Con check, yeah.
It's a check or throw or saving throw?
Saving.
Sorry. Saving throw, okay.
I'm sorry, yeah. I just took a check. Is that fine too?
Yeah, that's
13.
you are an engineer, so you're not proficient, so it's fine. Okay, yeah. Human, let me see your character sheet, because I don't think you have enough. I think I'm gonna give you an exhaustion level. It's more mechanics for you. So you would be level 3, so we'd have started with 6. You wasted 2. Yeah, hit dice 3. You had 5, and now you have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll cost you 5. So you get 0. You have 0 hit dice now, and you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Which means that every check you do is at a disadvantage. Let's sort the other guys as well. Lumiya. Wait, who else was outside with you? Jarrus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, con save. I think you are proficient in con saves.
Yes. Ooh.
Wow.
Dice all said go fuck this. Oh, I'll use inspiration to reroll.
Yeah.
Better.
Sure, I'll just give you. You just lose 3 hit dice, which I think you're
How
also
much?
at 0.
How much do I lose?
Did I not do you? Yeah,
I have 13.
it'll also be 3 for you as well. Yeah.
Are they all next to me? If you're near me, you get a +2 to saves.
That is relevant for Lumiya. Lumiya, you only lose 1.
Okay. 1 hit dice?
1 hit die to do all this work. Human, however, that's not relevant to him. It bumps his 6 to an 8.
15. Okay.
Which is not enough to influence his die. His result. So how many? Let's see. Jarrus, you would have started with 5 as well, right?
Yep. Those 3 should be at 2.
Yeah, but you already lost 2 just coming here, so you would be at 0.
Oh yeah.
But at least you wouldn't suffer any exhaustion levels.
That's true.
Yeah, you make short work of this entire thing. You're done even before nighttime, which was really scary, having to work through the night. But you hold the entire ship in here, and you manage to close the door behind it. Now the entire path that it took is going to be defrosting tonight, so the ship will actually leave on its own, by its own thrust tomorrow. It'll just require a piloting check to not scrape the side of the door. Yeah, this was a one-time thing. Now you can always dock at least 1 medium ship in this main door, even though it wasn't made for this. Until you find some other way to bring your ships inside the glacier. Cool. Meanwhile, Penn, you transition into this abandoned facility, and yeah, this is or was a Jedi Academy, accompanied by Human's little droid companion. Yeah, there are multiple facilities. There is a lot of valuable things here, but you can already sense what Master Salazar will request of you tomorrow, so you're not sure if it's wise to remove anything. But yeah, the machine shop especially, it has 2 speeders that are they're very old and they need a little bit of repairs, but they can be either sold for at least 15,000 credits each, so that's 30,000 credits just for the speeders.
Damn.
They can also be ridden in extreme weather, even at night. So they whatever students are here will have command of the surface. Master Salazar is probably too large to ride any of them. He could probably ride them for a little bit, but he doesn't have the anatomy required to ride them. But other humanoids will be able to ride them, and having this technology here is actually a step up on the Empire. They probably don't have any land vehicles that can run at night. These things, no problem.
Yeah.
There's at least 20 tons of scrap. You don't see how to get it out. And there's this as you explore this ancient machine shop. Cables running everywhere. The shadows closing around you. At the edge of your eye, you sense motion. And your neck snaps to see what it is that you are seeing, and there's nothing there.
I'll take out my vibroblade and start looking around.
All right, you swing once in the air, and the place where you thought you saw the motion has this place has catwalks, and the catwalks have streetlights. But the streetlight immediately above the place where you thought you saw the thing is like blinking on and off. It's broken. It needs to be repaired. As you approach it, it is now drenched in darkness as the light permanently goes off. Do you have dark vision?
I don't think so.
Do you have a glow
Double-check,
rod? Probably don't. If you're a Chani, you probably don't.
Well,
It'd be real nice if we still had our lightsabers, huh?
I do have a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Use that.
I'll actually take out my lightsaber, I guess. I think it's like taken apart, so I'll take some time to put it back together.
Okay.
And
You start,
use it as a glow stick.
All right. You start fiddling with this thing as the massive bulk of the thing crashes over you. Something comes at you from behind and it slams into you. You think it doesn't have any talons or any way to cut you, otherwise you'd probably be dead. But it knocks you to the ground, and its massive bulk then slithers away. It was some kind of creature. You never even saw it. But you are undamaged. It just knocked you down.
I'll just yell out, "Who's out there? Show yourself!"
There's the rattling of something metal elsewhere in the machine shop being knocked down, but there's no response that it makes. It's a creature, it's not a person.
Yeah, but would I know that?
The way it moves, yeah. It doesn't move
Okay.
like a bipedal creature. It moves like a wild beast.
Right. Okay.
Is the robot
Gonna-
that I have with him in any way helpful?
Yeah, it's beeping danger, danger, danger. It doesn't have any orders from you.
Completely useless. All right.
Yeah.
Gonna finish putting together my lightsaber.
In the nick of time, the thing returns with its massive mouth. It's some kind of reptilian creature, an adolescent reptilian creature. Its scales, as it gets older, will turn darker. This one is almost crystal white, and it is some kind of amphibian lizard. As it comes at you, lunging with its open mouth to bite you, you pretty much bifurcate, cut it in half.
Yeah.
And each of its sides, fly out. Its inside's very heavy on salty water. You have no way of identifying this creature, but it is obviously indigenous to the ocean. And there might be more. What color is your lightsaber?
It's blue.
Blue, okay. There might be more, but this one you made short work of. What do you do now?
I think there's no way for me to go back.
Yeah.
Just thought this through. I think I'll just keep my lightsaber out and start looking around to see if I can find any more of those creatures to get rid of them.
Now that you know the color of its scales, far in the distance, it has the ocean is, well, it's not an ocean, it's an underwater lake. It's several kilometers long, and it's the shape of an egg. It has ice beaches, and it's rich in sulfur, which is why it's an ocean, and such a perfect form. So yeah, these are some kind of sulfur-eating reptile things. You see them far on the beaches as you come out your lightsaber casting a soft blue hue around the darkened machine shop. When they see your lightsaber, they all slink back into the water. There was at least 5 of them.
That might be a problem later. I'm gonna just like keep my lightsaber out, but finish looking around, see if like I can find anything like that seems extra worth it, I guess.
Okay. You encounter on the underside of one of the catwalks a very weird vehicle. Roll technology or lore, whichever you want.
I'll do lore.
Lore, okay.
Say 14.
This is some kind of emergency water skimmer vehicle. It attaches on one side to the catwalk, but on the other side it's actually a sailing vehicle. This particular one is dilapidated, but if it is repaired, it's actually a small submarine. It consumes a little bit of sulfurous water and then probably brings it to some facility somewhere to be purified. But it only makes like 10, 20, 30 liters of water, not enough to sustain an academy. But if something were to happen to the main hydroponics, this will be what they would be using for water until rescue arrives. This thing can easily climb the wall, and the little scoop it has can be used to demolish the wall on this side.
I'll use the scoop to break the wall down.
All right.
I'll try to at least. I've never used one of those.
You mount the vehicle. It's a boat until it hits a wall, and then it becomes a climbing walker. It's very fun to drive around. But on the water, it's pretty fast. On the wall, it's very slow, and on land, it's not a viable vehicle. But you manage to climb up one of the collapsed catwalks and over to on this side, and you see why it is frozen over. There's some kind of frozen waterfall that erupts from very high up. You don't even see the ceiling. It's a frozen waterfall that was being diverted by one of the catwalks until it fell down, and the water has since frozen. You use the scoop to kind of scoop out the entire tunnel, I guess, and shake it around a little bit, and that pretty much dislodges the thing. And when the tunnel is once again revealed, the small rivulets of water that travel nearby signal that the waterfall will at some point resume as the facility thaws. So maybe in a couple of weeks, the thing would have cleared by itself. And as you do this and kind of park the vehicle on the side, the Hutt emerges from his meditation chamber. He's pretty much changed color. He was a pale yellow, now he's a dark brown. And he looks over the ocean. Where is your lightsaber?
At this point, I would have hung it on my belt, I think.
Okay. He seems to be looking at the lightsaber. And he says, You're not a Jedi, why do you still have this?
Sentimentality, I guess.
You're a fool, boy. This is an instrument by which you can be identified.
I know.
Whatever. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it many more years. And he moseys on ponderously back into his room.
Master Hutt.
Salazar. Master Salazar.
Master Salazar.
He seems to not understand you. He says, just Salazar.
What? Did you not achieve the rank of Master in your time?
No, several times, but there's no order anymore to which to be a Master too. And whatever we can make here, it'll not be an order. It'll be a school, so...
That's fair, I guess.
I can be a teacher, Salazar. That doesn't quite sound as good as Master, does it?
No. And it's just a word.
He seems to once again not understand you and stare past you at the ocean. Sorry, what did you mean? He kind of wakes up.
Is that why we're here to rebuild this place?
No. Come, I will show you.
Okay.
He leads you into his little meditation chamber, and he sits you down on one of the stools, and he says, it's been a while since I've been able to do this. Close your eyes, young one. I will show you what it is that you are fighting. Well, not fighting, running away from.
I will close my eyes.
And he's like instantly like slipping into a meditation. You're not sure if he's falling asleep or if he's actually slipping into a meditation until he begins to float literally 3 fingers above the ground. By his own presence, kind of time-space melts around you, and you are back out into space wherever this dark presence, which he is balancing on the razor's edges, and you kind of have a good look at it, and it is a roiling mass of anger, and you instantly begin to cringe away from it as it threatens to like expose your fears and make you face them, but you sense the master's presence about you, and he says, no, go in there, go inside and see, go inside and look at the future.
Is it safe?
Of course not.
Should have expected that.
You are a ghost, my friend. You are already dead. You just don't know it.
Cheery.
Why would it and why would death be so undesirable when the alternative is this? Go inside.
All right, I'll go inside.
All right, you go inside, and we go down into the channel, just you and me.
Okay, cool.
Your presence drifts over this thing as you are elsewhere in time and in space. You have some measure of eyes that can perceive the world even at this great distance, and what you're seeing is nothing short than a collapsing singularity, black hole, where time and space around it collapses. But you're actually going inside, and as you find yourself in its pool, either gravity pull or elsewhere, the solid hand of Master Salazar gripping your back begins to slip away as it pulls you on, and time kind of begins to lose meaning as over the span of several seconds you see several years, etc., and then you see your own self. You see Jarrus. You both have your lightsabers with you, and then your forms kind of merge into one, and only your lightsabers remain. We don't know what Jarrus' future lightsaber will be like yet, but you see it, even though your character sees it, even though we don't know. And then your lightsaber goes on, and it's pearly blue, and his goes on, and it's whatever pretty color it is, and then they keep going on and off and on and off and on and off, and then there's darkness, and then only one goes up, and it's red, and you snap back to Master Salazar in his room, and we go back up.
Hello.
And, his large, expansive eyes kind of look into you, and he says, Well,
what?
Well, what did you see, boy? I wasn't there, was I?
I saw. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was frightening.
Yeah. You couldn't see past your fear. Well, I don't know what you saw, but it was death in one form or another. Your path, you and the other man that you travel with, either one or both of you will die, and it will not be pretty. But you will, before you die, well, it won't be a peaceful death. Now go. I need to center myself and think of what it is that you have seen.
Yes, Matt.
Salazar.
Yes, Salazar.
Off you trot, and he waves a pudgy hand. The more he makes motions, the more kind of the muscles even in his arms and shoulders are becoming more and more defined. as the force repairs him.
I'll go into another room, like do a bit of meditation of myself until the rest comes back.
Okay. After some time, that party troops into this room, which you have. It was the initial cafeteria room, which is now designated as the sitting room because it has a view and because it's warm. And yeah, the party is once again together. The ship is secure. The other part of the facility is explored. You find the scoopy bit, which can actually be operated by one person for one downtime activity. It can, for the entire downtime activity, it can transport 1 ton of scrap. So if you upgrade it, you can start moving the scrap out of the machine shop and onto the ship.
So I assume Penn told us that he finished the job. I'll say good job.
Yes.
Is there anything interesting there?
Well, there's plenty of things you might deem interesting.
Very well. Let us go. Neron and H.U.M.A.N and Jack. Let's go.
Mm.
And I will lead everyone to that place.
Trudges along, but it's obviously very much suffering from the cold that was outside.
Yeah.
Just leaking oil,
Okay,
servers
if I will see it, okay, all right, H.U.M.A.N, go, I don't know, can you repair yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do that.
Yeah. H.U.M.A.N retires for the day. As the rest of you troop on down into the machine shop.
So do I see those sweet scooters?
Yes. You see the 2 speeders.
As Lumiya sees the speeders, her eyes just become glowing and just now I see what you told me. That I will find something interesting. No, this is in fact interesting.
It's like finding a Dodge Charger in a barn. Or
Yeah,
a Harley, I guess.
So do I think I can like carry it through the corridor, or do I can I somehow this remove it like with details and then carry it?
Yeah,
to the ship?
its stabilizers will allow you to push it to the ship. However, it doesn't have the ability to drive.
Okay,
it needs to be repaired.
I will do that. Just that I will just go and steal everything here. That I think it's not what is not a scrap, like scrap for later, and if everything's useful, now.
Everything that's not turned down or bolted down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just the 2 speeders other than the scrap. There are various instruments and tools, but I'm gonna say that they're all duplicates to what you already have in the ship. So it's just the 2 speeders.
Sure.
And you begin pushing one of them. It'll take you pretty much all night to just bring it to the ship. Even though its stabilizers are on, it can hover in the air. It still requires effort to push. So the rest of your night is taken up by just bringing one of them to the ship. And as you park it next to the ship, you press the external button to lower down the loading hangar door, and it scrapes against the side of the cave. The cave is large enough to accommodate the ship, but the cave is not large enough to accommodate the ship and the cargo ramp being open at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. Then I would like to just 2 scooters be near the ship, and when we gonna move out, we're gonna fast, go drive them in and then fuck off.
Yeah. Well, they don't drive, but you will be able to push them.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
You will have to do the other one tomorrow. You are dead tired from your exertions out in the cold.
Yeah, I will also, as I carry one, I will just say, Jarrus, come on, do your payment. And I will say, go carry another one.
Okay. Yeah, said it was BRB in Foundry.
Okay.
Does anyone want to do anything else tonight before you turn in for a rest?
No, I'm just meditating on the weird vision I had.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a debrief from the little robot, see if he has anything interesting that I should know.
Yeah, he kind of gives you some stats on the ocean, and he says that there's like 60 different families of these lizard things. And he says that they wouldn't ever organize to attack, and then he's like, various other what's it called? Various other purposes of the creature, and then he's like, you know, the creatures are nimble, but their teeth are not very sharp. They're not poisonous. If they are hunted down to extinction, they will be removed from the thing. And then he's like, well, if there are students here, they would be perfect sparring partners for the students. So they are definitely not native to this planet. This planet it doesn't have any inside sulfur ocean creatures. So these are introduced from elsewhere. So maybe whoever built this temple intended these to be used in this way.
Okay.
So maybe don't
pats him on the head and is like, "Good job, boy."
He beeps happily and nuzzles against one of the walls and shuts down for maintenance as well. Okay. Jarrus, are you back? Jarrus is pooping. We are going to.
I think Neron also can. You know, he does not longer need to stealth the ship.
Sure. Neron, do you wanna push the final speeder?
Sure, I can help with that. I'm super scrawny, but
yeah. The stabilizers are on, so it's just busy work as opposed to heavy work. You roll up the two speeders and you guys retire in the. Jaron, we push the two speeders to be closer to the ship. We can't open the cargo door because the hangar is too. Well, it's not a hangar. The vestibule with the center stone is too tiny for the ship to be there while the hangar door is open. It's just big enough for the ship to be slid in. So the speeders you will take tomorrow or whenever you depart. And everyone retires for the night, being dead tired from the exertions of the day. In the cafeteria room, which turns into your bedroom for tonight, are you gonna station any guards?
Let me take one rotation. Available.
Sorry. Human.
Just little robots. If he's available, make him watch the.
Okay.
We can just watch stuff.
I will also take a watch if we want to do like rotation.
Yeah, the familiar will take one watch. Well, with you need. Well, I guess someone needs to take the first 3 hours, and then Human can take the rest of the shift because he only needs 3 hours. So between Human and his little droid, he's got the watch covered.
All right, I'll take the first three.
Okay. So his little.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah. And Jarrus takes the first one. You spot some of the creatures. You hear them skittering above you. But now that the tunnel is freed up, they don't dare to come in here, and they are very skittish, because there's a lot of you, and because of you are larger in stature than the simple Padawan. But if they have the ability to ambush you, if you don't know they're there, they are definitely getting a piece of your ass cheeks to bite onto. No. Yeah, T already has flashbacks. You emerge tomorrow. You emerge the next morning. Master Salazar sitting at the door. He has gone from pale yellow to dark brown to a now lighter brown color. He doesn't look like the thugs on Nar Shaddaa and on Tatooine. He doesn't have any gunk around his mouth, and he's not fat. He has this. He now has this metal strip on his back. His entire back, there's a metal prosthesis running all the way up to his head, and it seems to be helping him sit upright. So he's just balancing barely on his tail. And he says,
"That's a long rest, right?"
Yeah. You guys gain the benefits of a long rest, and you will recover 1 hit die.
Nice.
And Master Salazar says, Why are you taking this? Why are you taking my speeder bikes?
Your speedsters? Do you need them?
I will soon.
Look. Do you have credits?
Do I look like I have credits?
Well, then you don't look like the ones that have speedsters.
He rolls his large expressive eyes and he says, "You can have one of them. The other is to be used for emergencies for purposes of securing provisions or water."
How much is speedster costs?
Basic one's 6K.
Sorry?
Sorry, what?
A basic speeder is 6K.
Yeah, these ones are cold weather speeders, so they cost 15 each. You have already identified how much they cost, and Master Salazar kind of cranes his neck backwards, and he says, "At least 20 each. How much do my people owe you?"
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you are correct that it should be used for emergency. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, go take the one, or like ask your guys to take one. The other one goes with
let
me.
the frozen slug take a speeder. Are we all agreeing on letting the frozen slug take the speeder?
Look, it makes sense. Like I can't really argue with his logic, and like it's more that I asked the Jarrus. So like, I mean, I am an honorable person, whatever you may think of me.
Human rolls his eyes, but doesn't say anything.
Does he have rollable eyes?
Oh yeah, opposable eyes. He can look everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Just
He can look cross-eyed everywhere.
I can't really argue with this guy logic. Like it makes sense that it should be used for emergencies. Like whatever. And he did give me one. If he did ask for both of them, oh yeah, that would be bad. But
we saved his frozen ass. These speeders are ours.
Just like if he's really like a Master Jedi, I did read a little bit before I went to bed. Like it, better be on of his good side a little bit.
He says, if you're afraid that I will telekinesis crush your head, I'm a little bit too old for that stuff. But
it's not that. Like I mean, you still can maybe have influence or something. Like if you're gonna get out from here, like come on, one speedster. Like come on, yeah, you are correct. You should have one.
He smiles mystically and he says, "I'm not leaving this place alive.
No,
I wouldn't know what to do with myself."
Look, I mean, now look, if you're gonna die, then why would you need a speedster then?
Batmen don't need speeders.
For my students. And he looks at...
There are no students here, Mr. Slug.
He looks meaningfully at Jarrus and then at Penn.
Oh, are they gonna stay here?
No, they're gonna be bringing my students.
Oh.
All 7 of them.
7 where? I don't know where your ass is in your anatomy, but where are you pulling these 7 students from? This is ridiculous. You're gonna die here, you said so yourself. Why can't we have the fucking speeders?
Why is the speeder such a big deal? You get one.
He says
Human ignores it.
He says your companions are wise, boy. They are prophet oriented. You should learn from them. And he says, I have negotiated your vision, boy. And he looks at you, Penn. And he says, ever since I awoke to call upon you, besides you, in the galaxy I have sensed only death. And I thought it was the death of the Order. But it's actually... And he kind of looks at over all of you. And whatever influence you have had with him seems to have failed. And he says, we best talk in my office.
What? In your office? Like, what do you mean by that?
What office?
You two. I actually don't know if I have an office. I should have an office. Anyway, just you, boyos. The rest of you, stay here. And, I kind of took the speeders back, both of them, so You can have one of them, but only one. And he points his little pudgy finger at you, Lumiya.
Yes, we already agreed on one.
Don't,
I'm
Mr.
gonna go.
Slug. I don't care about the speeders.
Human, shut the fuck up. Thank you.
He says he kind of slides out in the corridor and he looks at the rooms and he seems to choose one to be his office. And he looks at you with some moxie and he says, "Step into my office." Jarrus and Penn.
They're separate, no problem.
Yeah,
Sorry?
get in.
Yep. You guys go in, and once again we leave the rest of the party. Whoop. And Penn. And myself. As you enter, he dismissingly waves his hand, and the door closes behind you. And he says, "It is death that I have sensed, but it is not the death of your order. It's the death of the Force."
That's worse.
Whoever did, and whatever they didn't kill you. They killed the Force. And if you remember the most basic of Jedi studies, the Force touches every living thing. So what happens when the Force dies?
Every living thing does.
Or everything is as good as dead. It'll probably not destroy the bodies, but it'll destroy the spirits. And sure, whoever this dark presence is that I keep sensing, he will continue to be. And he kind of strokes his chin and he says, Have you ever read the tale of Darth Nihilus?
Can I do like a lore check to see if I've heard of it?
Sure.
I imagine it's gonna be a hard check.
Sure.
Been a while.
14 is not enough. You don't know anything.
I didn't think so.
Darth Nihilus. I'm gonna say the cool words. He says, Nihilus used to be a wound in the Force, pretty similar to what we have here. However, he's the second he's the second manifestation of that wound, so we still have time. While Darth Nihilus was meant to consume all, until he was eventually stopped by the Mandalorians, this Force wound will simply just weigh on everyone until everyone is not alive, but not dead. Not quite.
Can we stop this?
Of course we can stop this, boy. Have you not been listening? And he kind of quavers a little bit impotently in his rage, and he says, We need to start one master at a time. You need to bring... And he kind of blinks, and he says, well, they wouldn't be masters yet. But I have seen the masters. I have seen all 7 masters. The Shicho Master, the Makashi Master, the Sarisa Master, the H.U.M.A.N Master, the Niman, the Ataru Master, and the Juyo Master. I have seen all 7. I have seen them be born. I have seen them live. I have seen them die. It is the only way. You will bring them here. I will train them. I will teach them. They will repair the damage that has been done. And in bringing them here, you will take the weight of the Shattered Force upon your backs, and at the end of your journey, they will live, and you will die. And he kind of studies you guys to see if you're going to
So
say
will
anything.
will it save the galaxy? Save the Force?
You will die, boy. What do you care if it'll save anything?
I care if it works.
It'll work. It'll be better than... And he stops, and he seems to forget that you're there. Eventually, he snaps back, and he says, sorry, it'll be better than what we have now.
If it is what is needed, I'm prepared.
It is our way. To selflessly, give your lives, and that is what your order was all about, right? That is what your Grand Master Yoda taught you.
As long as it's not for nothing. My master sacrificed her life for mine, so...
And you will sacrifice yours for her, and your Padawan will sacrifice his, and we'll keep sacrificing until there's nobody left to sacrifice.
That's a bleak way of putting it.
You will never make it. You are of the old dogma. You will probably not even survive the first planet. Whatever you bring me of the first Padawan, you need those people. The woman with the money, the doctor, whatever that other thing is, you need them all. You will otherwise not survive.
This came to you in a vision, or?
I always knew this. I just wanted there to be another way. I wanted for you to make it. I knew before you were born that this is how it'll win for you. I was asleep, but and he forgets that you were there. Stares off. He snaps back and he says, well, I guess there's nothing left to say. I need to get the hydroponics facility working. I need to get the sewage. I need to get the water purifiers. Is the ship locus sealed? That's frozen over, right? We severed those lines, so it can never be scanned. I need to clear out the landing field. And he starts like listing all of the things that he's gonna do before you bring even the first students. And then he stops and he's like, Do you know where they are? Do you know where the masters are? Well, they're not masters yet. There will be
How
masters.
will we know?
He said,
Well, I was assuming you knew where they were.
He says, we will look for them together. The first one ran to the brightest place that he could see. His name is I don't know what his name is, but he knows you're coming and you should go to him. He's on a world called Tython. It's not far, but it's hidden. You will get him and you will bring him, but if he doesn't want to come, you need to impress upon him that. And he kind of stops and he's like, I'm not a very good master. You need to impress upon him that he needs to do something, right? He starts like stuttering impotently, and he's trying to find like inspirational words to like, you need to make him rise above. No, that sounds daft. You need to make him gather his wits about him, and he's gonna be a hero and a general. No, he's not gonna be a general. And he's kind of. Eventually, he looks at you and he says, you'll figure it out. But if he doesn't want to come, then there's nothing you can do.
If he doesn't want to come, is it okay?
If he doesn't want to come, you take his weapon. The future lightsaber masters, they all have their lightsabers. That is how you will know them.
He's not children. Are these adults?
He says it's difficult to tell without having laid eyes on them. Some of them are children, some of them are adults, some of them are older than you. Some of them are still in diapers. And he's like,
they are children, but they do have lightsabers.
He says if nobody is allowed a lightsaber, then they definitely have lightsabers. We're not looking at who they are now. We're looking at who they're gonna be. You need to cast aside your perceptions of what happens in the past, what is happening now, and what is happening in the future. In the Force, they are all one. And there would be poor Jedi Masters if they don't have lightsabers. And he kind of blinks his eyes and he says, there will be the lightsaber masters. They will be masters. They're not masters yet. They will be masters when I'm done with them.
Right. I guess, Jarrus, you're going to Tython?
And go somewhere else?
What was that, sir?
Penn said, Jarrus, are you going to Tython? And I was asking, are you planning to go somewhere else?
I didn't have any plans before I came here, so I guess we might as well.
Master Salazar chuckles and he says, "Plans? You don't get plans, boy. You get destiny. There's no escaping destiny. It doesn't matter where you go. You are going exactly where you need to be, and you are doing exactly what you're supposed to. If you fly out into Chiss space or wherever, you will find one of the Jedi Masters and you will bring him to me, even if you have to swim through space. If they don't come, bring their swords. Their lightsabers."
Even though they might not have their swords yet.
He blinks his eyes and he says, "What have I been saying, boy? You need to stop thinking past, present, and future. They are the future masters of lightsaber combat. They will have their lightsabers. And if they don't, you will get them for them. Heck, give him yours.
Well,
for all the good it's doing you."
that's not happening. Yeah, I guess we have a job to do.
The next job, we convince them to come take us there.
We could always offer another speeder.
Apparently, he need the other speeder.
He says, "Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of needed at least one of those." "No, this is fair. Give the greedy woman the other speeder. Pay her what she wants. It is more important. Don't worry, she's not gonna be around for much longer, I think."
Sure.
Slides the door hisses open. And he begins to slide out. And he's like, "Hydroponics. I need to do hydroponics first because I need to plant the beam pods, and those will be 2 weeks to mature, and then they'll produce." And he starts like listing off like yields and water and sanitation and stuff.
Let's go.
Hey, that HUD is crazy though, right?
Are you fucking anything?
Sorry, say that again?
I said he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much truth there is to his words. But he did show me something. A vision. Was this singularity, this void? If that resembles what we're trying to stop here, I don't think we have a choice.
We know what we must do.
Indeed.
I'll go grab the speeder. She might be more willing to talk to you. I think she's still upset with me.
All right. Let's go back up.
You should ask someone else.
Master Salazar slides out of the room and he's muttering to himself about hydroponic facilities and bean pod yields and how he's going to purify the water and how the place needs a mop. He ignores you guys.
As he ignores us, I will say, "Hey, you fucking asshole, be more grateful to us, by the way."
He says, you get my people to where they need to go and I will pay you." And he turns and he looks at Jarrus and Penn, who are just coming out of the room. And he says, "They need to go to all of the ancient worlds of the Jedi that glow brightly for whomsoever Jedi looks up at the night sky. In those places you will find treasure, Jedi treasure. You will find lightsabers and stones and robes and holocrons and items of lore and effectively magic. They are no good to anyone. They have no value. You cannot sell them. You will bring them to me, and I will make them into things that you will sell.
Now, if you will add please to this, it will be better.
Please, you witch.
I convinced him I'll give you the second speeder as well.
You did?
For payment up front.
Oh, you did. Yes, that happened.
Well, so he called me a witch, or what?
No, I did no such thing. But you can have the second speeder. Do you want the second speeder?
Sure. Still, I would like you to be a little bit more thankful for us. You know, we kind of, help you out here, and you kind of...
haven't actually done anything yet.
But I mean, you wanna go back into the ice?
It was that was him, and he points at Human. He freed me.
Oh, and who do you think, like, I mean, okay, sure, like, say thank you to Humans then.
And he kind of looks at Human, he looks disgusted. And he says, thank you, Human. But you're a droid, you're not a human.
Human just spits on the ground and ignores him.
He says, I have to wipe that. Stop making a mess. He says, and
Enjoy.
A part of the catwalk outside collapses.
Oh well.
Human just stares him down and doesn't really react.
Alright then. So, Jarrus, can you please explain in more, actual terms what he wants?
We need to just find these 7 people or 7 bastions of the former Jedi Order. And any treasure and stuff we find related to the Jedi Order, we bring back to him, and he will we will craft and change to be something you can sell to the outside world for more money.
Now, looks like fair enough. Anything else?
We might have to come here a few more times.
No, that's kind of bad. I mean, once going through the Empire, it's good, but like doing it multiple times, it's just asking for trouble.
I have faith in you.
Sir, what?
I have faith in you.
Oh, well, I don't.
You don't have faith in yourself?
No, I don't have faith in you. And I don't have faith in that the Empire will just ignore us for like 5 times in a row, or like 7.
7 times.
How? I mean, does he
7
like
times?
Can't we like, I don't know,
different places?
Can't we like gather like everyone in one place and then transport them once?
Master Salazar yells from another room. He said, no, I need them one at a time.
Oh god. And does Master Salazar has enough wisdom of how we gonna ignore Empire for 7 times in a row?
He either does not hear you or does not reply.
Fuck you too.
Human
Anyway.
looks at T and just shakes his head.
An ungrateful fucker. Anyway, I don't know. You better we're gonna need to think of some plan on how to ignore them. Did he tell you anything about the Empire and why are they interested here? Hello.
I doubt he knows anything about the Empire.
Not true.
Has been asleep for centuries.
I mean, did you at least tell him about the Empire? Oh, I guess you didn't.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't pertinent to a conversation.
Alright, I will go download, like, I don't know, basic history for dummies on my datapad and give it to the HUD and say, go read it. You need to catch up for 600.
What happened in the last 30 years? Highlights.
He says, what do I care? He comes out of his room. He says,
I don't know, maybe...
What do I care about the galaxy? My entire galaxy is this cave in this ocean.
Yeah, if you don't... Will you let me talk and answer you?
Sure, I guess.
Okay. Look, there is this thing called Empire. They are currently a higher group of authority in the galaxy. They're not very nice to Jedi, and currently they are above your planet. If you gonna ignore them, they're gonna come to you, and they're gonna kill you. So you cannot really just ignore them. At least read about the Empire, please.
He reluctantly accepts the datapad.
Thank you.
And he says, fine. But they're not gonna find me.
Oh, they will.
Oh,
It's just a matter of time. Anyway.
I gotta say, for a 600-year-old slug, he's pretty ignorant.
He's not only
They're like
ignorant,
normal
he's also ungrateful. Anyway, so let's fuck off from here.
Let's fuck off.
all right.
Jarrus, Ben, are you alright with going away?
Yes, my own ship, the way I came here, is currently not exactly usable for intergalactic travel.
Very well.
So I would appreciate a ride.
So, also, Jarrus, do you tell me about the second sister?
I believe they have. Question mark?
Yeah, I think Jaron said something about it.
No, I didn't.
Okay. I mean, didn't the Hut told me that he needs it for emergency? Are you like okay with that? I mean,
Just fine.
okay. I mean, it's your loss. If you're gonna be dead here, it's not my problem. Alright, let's go.
You troop on out into the vestibule, and you press against the external door, which appears to have frozen shut from the outside. And you pull out your tools and you start, cutting the sides so you can push the thing open when the door fucking flies open, and Master Salazar slides on out into the snow, ignoring you guys.
What? Where are you going?
What the fuck is this guy doing?
I live here. Are you gonna tell me where I can and cannot go?
No, at least put on a sweater.
I will be fine. I won't be staying.
See the Hut, they don't get cold.
Oh, I really hope that Empire not gonna see him. Oh well.
Very slowly slides on out in the middle of the open field as you guys begin to struggle to push the ship out. Even though it's a little bit easier now that you've laid the groundwork today, or yesterday rather. It's still an odd angle to be manually moving a ship like this.
I believe you told us that the thruster is gonna be unfrozen and we can just use them.
Yeah.
H.U.M.A.N yells, thanks for the help at the slug.
Yeah,
His lungs?
You also fire, the thrusters. It's gonna take like 15 minutes to come on out. And the Hut is just standing there out in the light snow. As he raises his hands up, as you guys push the ship out, and he raises his head out and he closes his eyes, and the wind begins to pick up and pick up and pick up, and the visibility gets worse and worse and worse and worse, until a blizzard kind of forms in the small valley which encapsulates the entrance of the thing. So, I mean, now the check to fly out of here is harder. And Atmo, so he just fucked you again. And
What a shithead.
He's very self-righteous as he slithers on back, having summoned this storm. And he says, "Enjoy my speeders." And he slides on in.
Human spits in his general direction on the floor.
I ain't doing that.
It's no longer his. Let's go.
You mount up in the ship, and the wind threatening to bash you against the glacier. The two pilots, the pilot and the co-pilot, go ahead and roll with advantage because you are being helped.
Okay. Advantage.
Want me to co-pilot again?
Yeah.
Sure. 21.
Ooh, wow. Okay. And the ship is relatively stable. It requires a lot of masterful flying. The higher up in atmosphere you get, the larger the blizzard chunks become, and at some point they're the size of small dogs, as they batter against the ship and even maybe even damage its hull a little bit. And you keep flying up, and the storm does not end. And finally, only when you are in space, you see the massiveness of the storm. It covers around a fifth of the planet, and the eye of the storm is pretty much exactly where the tempo is. But even if they do find him, they can't fly ships there. The ships that they have, a specific machine will be needed to even land there. No scanners will work because of the huge chunks of ice up in the atmosphere, and the storm appears to be self-propelled. So nothing short of the Emperor is going to find this guy there.
Well, I hope he. I guess he did read the book. All
What
right.
happens to the mining operations?
Severely
Are they
impaired.
affected?
Yeah.
Severely.
Yep. But only by proxy. This wasn't his intent. His intent was to hide. But yeah, he summoned a planetary storm over the course of 15 minutes.
That's
You know,
that's really cool.
Jarrus and Penn struggle to climb a sheer cliff. Sometimes, unless they have the force power that allows them to do that. Anyway, the galaxy expands around you as you jump into hyperspace and away from here, leaving Illum behind. Later that night, 3 destinations you have.
And I think we should think about that in the chat. Because Dr. Harjacc is not with us right now.
Oh, yeah,
or we
true.
can discuss it right now.
Yeah.
If you want.
True. I kind of, yeah, no, this is a good cliffhanger for YouTube, I guess. I kind of wanted to know so I can plan stuff, but I've already planned and overplanned and planned.
Yeah, we can plan in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool,
Yeah.
cliffhanger for YouTube. Cool. Let's stop YouTube now. Thanks for watching, YouTube.
Bye bye.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye-bye.